Well, baseball's coming back just in time to hide out for COVID, so,
Yeah.
so this should all work out perfect.
It's so dumb. I heard an interview. We haven't even started. Do your line, damn it.
Yeah,
all right.
Let's do the actual show. Let's say fuck it. We'll do it live.
Okay, fine. We're doing it live.
Shut your mouth. Shut up. Quiet.
Okay.
Camera's gonna be on me.
Right now?
Can you boot him out of the room and invite him back when I start? In the beginning, there was baseball. It is Thursday, July 2nd, and we still haven't watched one game. I hate life. I'm CJ. You can catch me on the Twitter at CJ in Pinstripes. I am here once again with the beautiful Turd Muffin, a.k.a. Evan. We can unmute Evan now. How you doing, Evan?
This is bullshit. You muted me for like 3 minutes. What was this shit? I'm trying to do my line. This is 27 Down Podcast for the perfect game. We're ready for some baseball.
We had to mute you because you wouldn't shut the hell up. We're trying to start a show here, man. But here you are talking about God knows what. So before the show came on the air, everyone, Evan claimed that I can't cook. And, you know,
can't.
So Evan's never seen me cook. He's never tried my cooking. He doesn't know that I'm actually
You like to butter bagels, if you know what I mean.
No, what do you mean know what I mean? It was literal. It wasn't, this is not a...
Yeah, he likes to butter his bagels.
Well, I mean, I most of the time put cream cheese. But anyway, that's not what we're getting at. He took the time to then snipe at my cooking abilities, which once again, he's never seen me cook. And listen, I don't know. I've never seen him cook anything but microwave pigs in a blanket.
I didn't use the microwave. How dare you?
Whatever, use the oven. Big deal. But anyway, the whole point of the story is this. Evan decided when I challenged him to a cook-off to remind me that he went to culinary school. There's one problem with that, if you're a fan of the show and you've listened to us before. Evan went to culinary school to study what?
Criminal justice.
So what in the hell are you talking about?
I love courtroom dramas, so it was fun. I was like,
no, that's not. We're past that. We're beyond that now. What I'm getting at is, what does you studying criminal justice have to do with you being able to beat me in a cooking contest just because you did it at a culinary
Because
school?
for 3 years, I lived on the culinary side of campus. I lived with 9 culinary students in the building who had competitions constantly in our apartment. And I picked up a few things, and I was in a couple of the competitions, and I learned how to cook through them. It's not that complicated. I
hope you understand that this argument is basically, yeah, I watch Food Network all the time. Like that's
it's not.
That's the same level of argument. Like, yeah, I've watched Food Network, and I've cooked some of the stuff they put on there.
No, because I actually had an interest in cooking well before I went to that school. I just didn't want to go for culinary. But I always thought some of my ideas were to be a culinary student. I just didn't do it.
This is where we're at right now. So at some point over the summer, once things open up a bit more, the goal is that Evan and I are going to have a very special edition of 27 Down. It's going to be the 27 Down Chop Challenge. Good old Joe over here, I've conscripted him to get us ingredients. We're not going to know what the ingredients are. We're going to have the same ingredients. We're going to have to cook whatever we can out of it. And I cannot wait for this episode.
There will be hot dogs.
Oh no, come on. That's not fair.
DJ doesn't know, but I paid Joe off to make the secret ingredient hot dogs.
It's just hot dogs.
It's just hot dogs.
I would never be able to beat Evan in a hot dog contest because that's all he eats. And he shoves some of his butt too. So let's see. We'll do that over the summer at some point. We don't know when, but it's gonna happen. Keep an eye out for that. Let's talk sports. In baseball.
Shit.
Oh, what the fuck did you do now?
Oh, my pretzel chips fell on the ground.
What an asshole. That's what you get.
Yo, it's a rough day.
Are they hot dog flavored?
No, what the fuck? They don't make those.
If they did, you'd buy them all. Some baseball news. I have a new entry. Oh my God, you really did knock those all over the place.
Terrible.
Rest in peace to those
Talk for a while. I got to clean this up.
You're still going
Mike
to eat
gets
them,
on.
aren't you? You're still going to eat them.
Most likely, yes.
Oh God. A new entry into. I'm going to kick you right in the penis. I hope you understand. A new entry in the weird, wacky baseball player injuries chapter of Major League Baseball. Jose Quintana hurt himself while washing dishes. Did you hear that? Did you hear what I just said?
Nope.
Ah, son of a bitch! Can you pay attention? You're here on a damn podcast. You're fine. You're back. You're back. Just pay attention. Jose Quintana hurt himself washing dishes.
Yeah, I saw that. That's hilarious.
He apparently must have broke a dish, or maybe it was a knife or something cut him. He's going to start throwing in 2 weeks. Who knows if he'll make it back in time for the start of the season? Why does this happen to baseball players and only baseball players?
That is a good question.
I mean, yeah, Cespedes fell into a crevice. I mean, that wouldn't even be the weirdest injury he's ever had. I don't know how you beat getting attacked by a boar.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. The boar is pretty bad.
Actually, I heard that on the radio today. They said Cespedes fell into a crevasse. And
Wait.
You're being
serious?
No. Well, they said Cespedes fell into a crevasse. Is on Boomer and Geo this morning, and then they were like, what happened? Like he was being chased by an elk, and they were lying. Obviously, it didn't happen. But I was like, when I first heard it, I'm like, Cespedes fell into a crevasse.
Dude, let me tell you something. When it comes to the Mets and specifically Cespedes, there's no like you could be lying, and I'm still like, oh well, it's Cespedes, so I guess that's it.
I believed it until they said the elk was chasing him.
Even then, until you just said JK, I thought you were being for real the whole time. Sammy Sosa hurts his back sneezing. Jonathan Lucroy has a suitcase fall on his hand. You got Trevor Bauer cutting his hand on a drone. You never see like LeBron James cut his finger slicing an apple. You never see that stuff in any other sport. Or if you do, I've never heard it.
Right.
Excellent input. Perfect. Love it.
Right.
Let's keep going.
I'm in the mood today. My bad.
Fuck me. Another piece of news. The Field of Dreams game still on. The Yankees are out. The Cardinals have replaced the Yankees, so on August 13th, the Field of Dreams game is going to be Cardinals versus White Sox. And
don't care.
Yeah, I mean, in case anyone was wondering, the movie still sucks ass.
Sucks.
In fact, the only Kevin Costner movie I can think of that I kind of like was Bull Durham.
I don't even like that movie.
You don't like Bull Durham, really?
Not really.
Kevin Costner, Susan Sarandon. I mean, I think it's pretty solid.
It's all right. I like Open Range. It's a cowboy movie.
You probably like Waterworld.
Huh?
You probably like Waterworld.
I've only seen it once. I didn't like it much. No.
Oh, you better not, because it sucks. Dances with Wolves. I thought that sucked too.
Yeah, fuck balls.
Yeah, I mean, who cares? Whatever. They're gonna play a baseball game in a cornfield.
Yay.
It's a dumb gimmick. Who gives a flying moose knuckle? Speaking of not giving a shit, I have a little. I don't want to call it a rant because I don't want to. If it's gonna become a rant, I want it to happen naturally. I don't want to preface it with "Hey, rant time, everyone." But I have a little bit of a grievance to air with one ESPN. Now, you all out there probably know that Evan and I don't really like ESPN much.
No, we do not.
The main reason being that they have drifted away from being the escape and have become part of what I want to escape. Here's what I mean by that. Earlier today, I see that there's a KBO game on. So I'm like, nice. I can get myself a little bit of baseball because I'll be honest with you, I haven't had the time to watch any of the KBO games. So
right.
I'm like, all right, this will be nice. Finally, I get to watch some professional baseball. As I'm watching, the announcers are talking about a lack of, I don't know how to put this because I don't know what the political correct term for it is anymore, but a lack of people of color in front offices of baseball teams. Now, I'm not going to get into why that is because, again, we say this all the time. We're not a political podcast. I'm not about to go on a political rant and try to explain something that anyone with 2 brain cells to rub together can figure out why it happens. What I am going to say is, why does ESPN do this? Because I changed the channel. I changed the channel. I am not about to sit there and listen to that shit. I hear it everywhere. Everywhere on earth is talking about race this and race that. And, I'm not even necessarily saying that there aren't places that should be talking about it because there are the appropriate places to do so. But what I am trying to tell you is when I turn on ESPN, I do so with the intent. I see KBO baseball. I'm going to watch some baseball. We're going to talk about some strikes and some walks and some hits and maybe a home run and someone's going to get hit in the nuts with a fastball. I don't know, man. That's what I want. That's the kind of shit I turn to ESPN for when I see KBO is on, and not for a political lecture. Fuck off.
And see, that's the problem because they've gone that direction over the past couple years, and I actually remember why I signed up for Twitter. It's because ESPN got rid of the commenting on all their articles. Well, it used to be fun to go there, and they got so worried about all the stupid trolls. Like, it mattered. Intelligent people don't care about trolls. It doesn't bother us. So I don't understand why they're sitting there going, oh, no, it's ruined because of these trolls. Who cares? So I went to Twitter. It's just as toxic. It's whatever. But, yeah, it's frustrating because sports for people like me and you has always been an escape. And so when we go to ESPN, it's because we want, to do that.
Yeah, and for us particularly, this is something that we do several times a week. We come on here, we talk sports. And, we want this thing to grow and we want this thing to become huge. And we want, just like anyone would.
Okay.
Lost my train of thought there. What are you getting yelled at?
One of my stupid neighbors showed up.
Oh, that's fun.
They had the wrong floor.
Oh, cool. Well, you should have punched them. Anyway, what I was saying is you and I are doing this because we want this to become bigger. We have an awesome little fan base that we got going, and we'd like to grow that. And I don't know about you, but I kind of feel offended that someone who's already there is peeing on everyone's face. Everyone wants to watch you for your sports. And man, how do you not then go, man, I got to provide the best that I can for these people who want to watch me, and they're just tuning in because they want my take on sports. How do you then say, well, actually, what I am going to give you is a lecture on why this political topic is happening? And you're right. They've been doing this for a long time, and their viewership has been going down. It's not the only reason their viewership's gone down, but it is a reason.
I think it's a big one. I think people are just so tired of politics being shoved down their throats. I mean, we've had enough to deal with Trump being president. I feel like I hear more politics now than I ever have in my whole life. There's something every goddamn day, and it's just exhausting. So when I turn on ESPN and they're telling me another lecture about how bad these people are, how bad those people are, it gets really exhausting.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch that. I wanted to watch the KBO, but if that's not an option, then yeah, I'm going to change the channel and probably watch Law and Order over the ESPN bullshit.
And certainly ESPN aren't the only ones doing it, but there is a pattern that I'm not watching any of that shit. And a lot of people are also it's gotten to the point where I would rather just turn the TV off. Yep. I would rather just not watch anything because it's seeping into everything. It seeps into video games.
Right. Over the years, I've actually gone to MLB Network instead to get my baseball fix. And I'm sorry, but I don't really like the people over there either. It's not the greatest.
There was a time where MLB Network was the place to go. They've also gotten kind of annoying too.
You know how I feel about John Heyman and how he feels about me. He's still having nightmares about me.
You live in his head rent free. Um, yeah. Well, I mean, I feel the same way about what the hell is that little annoying asshole's name? Damn, I forget his name. He sucked. I forget his name. Whatever, doesn't matter.
That sucked.
Bottom line, you suck. Bottom line is, yeah, stop it. We don't want it. Nobody wants it. Kiss my ass and lick my pinky toe. That's what I have to say about that.
Okay.
Cool. So let's keep talking. I actually got a little bit of NFL stuff, some details on the Cam Newton. We brought up the Cam Newton contract at the very tail end of the last episode. We're going to talk a little bit more about it. So this is you know, if this doesn't work out for the Patriots, it's not a huge deal because it's only a 1-year contract.
Yeah.
And it is no money in terms of salary cap. The contract is up to, I think, like $7.5 million. But
correct, with the incentives based.
The cap hit is only about 1.3 million.
That's correct.
And you're right. It is because it is incentive based, and the way that it works in the NFL is that when incentives are involved, like performance based incentives, for cap purposes, they look at what you did last year. So they'll say, you know, if one of the incentives is Cam Newton wins the Super Bowl and he'll get $1 million for that. They look at last year. Did Cam Newton win the Super Bowl last year? No. Therefore, it doesn't apply to the cap. Or it could be something like Cam Newton gets 1,000 yards rushing. Did he do that last year? Well, really, he didn't. But let's say he did. Last year, if he had gotten 1,000 yards rushing and you look at it now, yes, he did do that. He accomplished it last year. It counts towards the cap. So some of his incentives count towards the cap, only the ones that he's already accomplished in the year before. Not sure if that makes any sense.
No, it does. I mean, they do this type of move all the time. If you remember Albert Hainsworth, they did that and it didn't work out, but they've done it with other players, and I'm blanking because I'm not a Patriots fan, but they have done it multiple times over the years.
Yeah, but I think Albert Hainsworth was only like also a 1-year deal, wasn't he? Because he was cut from the Redskins amidst that 10-year deal.
Correct.
Which, by the way, I still laugh at that shit.
I love bad contracts where you as a fan sit there and go, why the hell did they give him that?
But it's always the Redskins. It's always the Redskins in the NFL.
Always.
They did the same thing with Donovan McNabb. They did the same thing with what's his name from the Panthers, the cornerback,
the wide receiver.
No, defensive back from the Panthers.
Oh.
Josh Norman.
Yes. Okay.
They did the same thing with him. They did the same thing with that wide receiver from the Eagles years ago. Also blanking on his name. I'm blanking on a lot of names today. I think it's because I, am stupid. So the base for his contract is $1.05 million. Only $550K is guaranteed. That is, both of those numbers are minimums for someone who has played 9 years in the NFL, which Cam Newton has done. He gets another $700,000 per game as a roster bonus. He just has to be on the roster in order to get that $700K per game. And then, like we've already said, $5.75 million, you absolute weirdo, in incentives. I hope those give you diarrhea. I hope your pretzel chips give you diarrhea, and I hope the diarrhea smells so bad that your neighbors vomit.
That's terrible.
Yeah. You got to talk about something, man. You can't just let me do everything. God. Evan is today, I got to be honest with you folks, Evan is the laziest sack of monkey turds today. I got to be real. Joe, give us your questions, man. Get out of here. Save us. SOS.
Here I am. All right. So today, this sounded a lot better in my head earlier.
Oh God.
I was
that's a bad start. That's a bad start.
I was gonna come in and be like, all right, today's segment is called The Belly Itcher. And it sounded funny when I was in my car before.
This is 27 down, the perfect podcast.
Goodbye. We'll see you Tuesday.
So here's the question. The question is about walks today. Now,
Okay.
part one is for Evan because I know he doesn't like trivia. So Evan, who has?
Fucking hate trivia.
So as far as pitchers go, do you know who has the most walks of all time?
Most walks of all time as a pitcher?
This
No,
one's
I
funny.
have no idea.
It's the same guy who has the most strikeouts.
Oh, headbutt yourself, man.
Come on, man. I picked a fucking
I don't
juicy
give a
one
fuck
for you,
today.
man.
It's Nolan Ryan. It's Nolan Ryan.
Okay.
Shit.
All right,
That's
all right.
cool.
So anyway, the next part, which is supposed to be a little bit harder, is for CJ. What is the record for walks in a game for a batter? And do you know who the last person to do it was? I just want to preface that this record is rarer than a perfect game or an unassisted triple play.
Is it rarer than a 4 home run game?
I'm not Elias Sports, man. I just
All right, my bad.
I'm not
All right.
I just looked up some trivia, man.
God, Jesus Christ.
I can't pull in
their page
I can't
open.
pull in the intangibles here.
I just asked the question. You just had to say, I don't know. That was all that, it's kind of like Billy
There's
Madison.
something in the air today. You
A
guys are
simple
all
no
fired
would have
up.
done just fine.
Everyone's all fired up today.
Oh, man. Usually I'm the one that's the asshole. What the hell's going on?
No fucks given from me today.
I am the nicest guy today, and everyone's just pooping into my nose. All right. Most walks in a game. It's got to be 5, right?
No, it's more.
Not? It's more than that?
7.
Yeah. No,
It's 7.
it's less than that.
Well,
17.
Oh, man. It's
There's
not
a hint. It's more than 5 and less than
it's
7.
less than 7. You're going to have to give me a few minutes on this. All right. 6 walks in a game.
It's only done 3 times. Only one person in modern era.
Oh, shit. I'm just going to go ahead.
Stupid Met.
Nope.
I'm going to. It can't be Barry Bonds because I feel like that's
no. He's most in the season. Yeah, he's most in the season. It was in 1999, so it was in the jacked up era, and it was also done in an extra inning game where this person had 8 plate appearances.
All right, so 6 walks in 1999. I'm gonna try to pick a guy that walked a lot. Completely random guess, Paul O'Neill.
No, it's Jeff Bagwell.
Damn it.
Fucking Jeff Bagwell.
I blame you for this.
That's all I got,
Me?
guys.
Both of you. Well, hey, thanks. Thank you for coming. It was great.
Bye, Joe.
Shall we put this episode out of its misery?
No, we're going to keep going. This is a great, juicy one. What, we've gone like less than
You
20
got 31 minutes left. You might as well use it.
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
Well, let me look up some sports stuff real quick. This is only going to take a jiffy.
Wait, we did this one night. It didn't go over so well.
All right.
Evan came into the studio. Let's do a quick flashback. Evan came into the studio with just his phone and highlighted articles from MLB.com and just was like, nope, not going to do this one. Don't feel like talking about this one. Hate this article, not talking about it. And then in like 10 minutes, it's like, I'm out of here. I was like, okay.
I mean, there's nothing going on. What else is there? I mean, we can talk about the players that are opting out of the season. We can talk about, how Evan likes to go to bars and sniff on the recently sat on stools.
What the fuck? Who does that?
You do.
I do. How would you know this?
Oh, we went to that one bar in South Norwalk.
He does it. He's just blaming me.
What?
Donovan Mitchell is okay with Gobert now. They're fine. No problem. They're cool.
I can finally sleep at night.
Right? That was an article on ESPN right now, just in case you guys were wondering.
That's almost as useless as when I see the articles that are like, this player unfollowed this player on Instagram.
That's a big deal, bro.
All right. Some opt-out players so far in Major League Baseball. These are the players that have declined to play in the 2020 season. Mike Leake, Diamondbacks starting pitcher. This is from Yahoo Sports. Ryan Zimmerman, Nationals first baseman or whatever.
Yo, Mike Leake is interesting because he was probably going to get traded, so he's just sitting out so he doesn't have to worry about moving.
That is not a bad hypothesis.
Like, I got to move during this COVID shit. Fuck that. I'm not playing.
Yeah, and then, like, probably have to sign somewhere else and then move again. That's not a shot. No way. Joe Ross has opted out, National starting pitcher. Ian Desmond, he's sucked for almost his whole career. Actually, so funny story. Ian Desmond had one really good season.
Yeah.
And the only reason I remember this is because it came in a season where every single thing I did worked out. And I almost went undefeated and won my fantasy baseball league. This was a year where the computer drafted towards the bottom of the draft for me and gave me R.A. Dickey in his Cy Young year. But what I'm trying to get at is...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, nobody actually cares.
Shut up, Joe.
What I'm actually getting at is that on that one season that Ian Desmond had on the Rangers, where he hit 20-something home runs.
22, I believe.
And knocked in a bunch of runs and stole a bunch of bases. I mean, he was rock solid that year. It's one of the few years he was rock solid. Actually, he had a solid stretch for the Nationals, I guess. But whatever, he sucks now. Nobody cares. Let's keep talking about who else has opted out. I'm on the wrong screen. Help me, I'm drowning. Oh, here it is. I found it. Okay, so he, by the way, is 34 years old. Who cares if he plays or not? I sure don't. The next player is, and I will tell you once it loads, Tyson Ross. So the Ross brothers are both out this season.
Okay, so a lot of the players you didn't mention are ones that tested positive for COVID.
Oh, okay.
That would be Charlie Blackmon. I don't think he's going to play. And there was one other that I'm blanking on now.
Well, I think this list was just players that opted out for reasons, not because not because shit, I got sick and I died.
But like those others might have to opt out if they keep testing positive.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What about NBA? Who's opted out in the NBA? Can you believe that MLB is going to be the first one to start back up again? I can't believe
it's weird because we didn't think that was going to be the case. We even said it because of their negotiations, but
Evan and I, a few weeks back, were on the Sports Dudes podcast. Great podcast, by the way. You should definitely check it out.
Yeah, that was a fun show. We enjoyed being on that. Thank you, guys.
And they asked us, who do you think is going to open first? And we all said, well, MLB is clearly going to be last. And here we are. It's looking like they're going to be first.
Yeah, we all said NHL or NBA would be the first. They're the first back with their plans, but the time frame for it's not going to be first. I know that NBA said like July 30th or something is when they're going to start up. Yeah. Hockey hasn't announced that, but Phase 3 in hockey will begin on July 10th. So that means Phase 4 will likely to begin around the 29th, same time as NBA, which just means that they will then on the 29th give us a date for when it starts. So we might be looking into the second week of August for hockey.
Some players in the NBA that have opted out: Trevor Ariza, Jalen Adams, Avery Bradley, looks like Willie Cauley-Stein,
Kyrie Irving, DeAndre Jordan.
Yep. Wilson Chandler. A lot of Nets players, man.
Dinwiddie tested positive, so he might have to sit.
Okay.
Will Barden, I believe, tested positive.
Oh, and Cephalosha is sitting out, too.
Yeah, Jokic on the Nuggets, he tested positive.
There's others. I think the NBA has been hit the hardest in terms of.
J.R. Smith just signed a deal with the Lakers, though.
I remember us talking about that, and I remember saying that it's because LeBron wants to put things in his hiney.
Yeah.
I was about to say something else about the NBA. Wouldn't it be absolutely bananas if this whole pause to the season gave Kevin Durant just enough time to come back and the Nets win the damn finals because of it?
He's already basically said he's not.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I mean, I don't like the Nets, but hey, that would have been.
It's literally the Nets right now have Allen.
Yeah. Everyone else is opting out.
Yeah, I think even the backup center, Claxton, who I really like, I think he opted out. Nicholas Claxton.
Yes.
Okay, guys, let's wrap this up.
Yes, please, because you're impossible today.
I really didn't give a shit today, did I? I put no effort.
You didn't, and your pay is going to be docked. So.
Yeah. Okay, this is 27 Down, the perfect podcast for the perfect game. Take care, guys.